Freedom doesn't necessarily mean the absence of fear, but the ability to embrace the fact that you're afraid of something and doing something about it. Because let's face it, humans need fear to be able to understand why they need to do something in the first place. Whether you're on your way somewhere and you feel like you're being in the midst of unfamiliar people, or you're hanging out and laughing with friends, or when it feels like you're alone in the ever moving world, fear can be right there with you. Fear. Fear is valid. It happens to everybody. It's a regular emotion. The same way you feel guilt, the same way you feel happiness, the same way you feel any other emotion, happiness, sadness, guilt, jealousy, is the same way that you feel fear. So I feel like a lot of people take that emotion and think about it as something that is really, really bad. And I don't necessarily like that it has gotten a bad rep, like for something that actually guides us through life in a certain way, it actually has such a bad rep. The same way fear can lie to you. You know how when you want to do something and like you start feeling anxious, feeling afraid, sometimes you can actually do the thing, but fear lies to you. Your physical ability to do the thing depreciates, and also your mental ability. So you start to give yourself excuses of why you can't do this stuff. That's what fear does to you. Like it tries to limit you because it's a signal that is sent from the brain, especially when you can't necessarily, like it's something you've not done before, or it's something that is proving challenging. But in the same way fear is lying to you and telling you that, oh, these are the things that you cannot do, is the same way fear is important and fear can guide you. So when you're afraid of stuff, basically you're able to understand why you're afraid of a thing. So it's like, or why you want to do something rather. So it's like, oh, I'm scared of this thing, I'm scared of this interview. Okay, so why are you scared of the interview? So it helps you like question yourself. So the same way it can limit you, the same way it can push you to want to do more, sort of. Fear is protecting you from making decisions without thinking it through. See, if you are not scared of making decisions here, do you know what will happen? Like you will just put your head into it and like you do it. But if you're scared of making decisions, it helps you like analyze situations better and like sit down with it from like a long period of time. While I won't deny the fact that like some people, because of fear, they just end up doing stuff without thinking it through. But there are ways that fear can protect you from making bad decisions or wrong decisions. Being wary of fear is not the issue. The problem lies where you can't push yourself to make solutions. Like it can be hard, like very hard to push yourself, especially when you're very, very scared. But there are ways that you can do it, obviously. So the first thing that you can do is have people that nudge you. I didn't use the word push because push can be a lot. So have people that nudge you, people that are honest with you, but not brutally honest. So honesty and brutality don't have to be in the same sentence, meaning people don't have to be mean or rude or be the brutal friends or say, oh, I'm just blunt, in order to be honest with you. No, you just need people around you that are able to tell you the truth and are loving you while doing it. Do you understand? Like it's very, very important for that to happen, because if people are not there to tell you the truth, you're blindsided in a way. So like we have 4 ways we see things. So the way the part where we see, the part where people see, the part where nobody sees, and the part where everybody sees. So those are the ways we can see stuff. Do you understand? So you need the part where you might not see but other people can see. Another thing you can do is be honest with yourself and ask yourself questions. First, before you solve any issue, you have to tell yourself like, I have a problem. Without being honest with yourself, it's very, very impossible to even know where the issue lies. So if you're scared of going to an interview and you're not honest with yourself and telling yourself, oh yeah, I'm scared of this thing, or you're scared of telling somebody something and you're not honest with yourself, when you go and do it, you're just going to, like, the fear is going to follow you there. But when you're honest with yourself and you're asking yourself specific questions that are pointed towards the exact thing that is causing you fear. So you might think you're just scared of I'm using interview because I think that's like something that affects a lot of people. But you might think you're just scared of the interview. But what about the interview are you scared of? Are you scared because your experience level does not match that the interviewer asked for, the company asked for? Are you scared because you don't know how to speak to people that are not friends or family? Like what? Like you have to pinpoint that thing you're scared of and ask yourself important questions. When you ask yourself important questions, you then find solutions to those questions that you've asked. Those are the answers to those questions. So it's like if you're scared of talking to people, you practice with other people. That's like how to solve that situation. Do you understand? So when you ask yourself the questions, and the next thing to do is to find the answers. What will help me answer, like what will help me deal with this thing that I'm scared of? Because without asking questions in the first place, you will not find those things and you'll not be able to fix it. So be honest with yourself, be open with yourself, and ask yourself questions and answer those questions in the best way possible. Also seek help, go to the internet, like find different ways that you can get help. And the other thing to do is like try not to give up after the first time. It's easy to try to solve something the first time and your solution doesn't work and you just dump it. Yeah, it's easy. In fact, it's the easiest thing to do. But the thing is that when you find plan A, always trying to find plan B, C, D, E, F, G, H, it is not being negative. It's you as a human being trying to find the best possible way to fix your issues, because human beings have issues. Nobody's going to fix it for us. We have to fix it by ourselves. This one is something a lot of people are not open to, which is being open to failure. Failure is important for you to, I don't want to say defeat fear, but failure is important for you to know how to deal with fear. It's important to be open to failure and successes at the same time and in the same way. And one way to be open to failure and one way to be able to deal with failure is actually failing. So one way I can say that has really helped when it comes to dealing with failure is actually when I do stuff I'm not good at. When you do stuff you're not good at, it's very easy for you to start getting comfortable with the idea of failure. You're doing it in your control. Like just do stuff you're not good at in general. Start things you're not good at. Indulge in things you're not good at. When failure becomes something that you're very, very, very comfortable with after doing these things again and again, when it happens to you in other situations, it's more tolerable than normal. So be open to failure the same way you're open to success. It helps. I know you've heard this one 1,000 times, but be kind to yourself. Remind yourself of those times, the journey you went through of failing in the past or being scared in the past, and how you turn things around. It's important to always remind yourself of how your journey through certain things, like how did you figure it out, how did you do it, like give yourself examples of times where you were scared but at the end of the day things turned out well. It's important for you to be your biggest cheerleader. Like if you're not kind to yourself, like how do you expect other people to be kind to you? Exactly. And no, it is not easy again, but it comes with practice. Remind yourself of all those times, over the times where you were so scared, you were so anxious, but you did it, and what happened? The thing turned out well. So give yourself those examples, like let them come, like in numbers. Don't even give just one. Like even if it's one you have, give. But if it's more than one, like try to open yourself or open your mind to those times, how it happened, what you did for you to get over the fear that you had at that time. How, even if you didn't get over the fear, even if you walked through it and at the end of the day you did the thing, like how did you manage to do it till the end? Like remind yourself of those times. Like just reminding yourself will help you like understand that things are not necessarily impossible. It's either you don't have the resources to do them or you just can't do them at the moment because of any reason at all. So this is why you give yourself like it's not necessarily a bad thing to give yourself reasons why you cannot do something. What happens, or the problem lies in when you can't go on from that. So it's like, oh, I can't do this thing because I don't have this and this and this. It's not just to leave it there, it's what next? How can I get this thing to deal with this problem? Do you understand? So don't just like leave it at the first thing. Think about how to do the solution. Do you understand? Yeah, like cry, be tired, be angry, deal with it at first, like and all of that. But after all the emotions have run, how then do you solve it? I like the beginning stages, like when people actually sit down and cry and sit down and be angry and all of that. It's good to let all those things go, but after then, like I also like the process of picking up yourself and saying, okay, I'm scared, I'm still scared even after I felt all of this, but how can I move on from this? So yeah, that's it. Basically, just find things that you can control and do them. It's unfair to yourself that you keep doing only things that are hard, or things that are hard for you. Do you understand? Like, what are the things that you can control presently in your life? Do those things to remind yourself that there are things that you are capable of doing. It's very, very important to relieve yourself of hardness sometimes, because when it feels like this thing you're scared of and other parts of your life they're hard, it becomes overwhelming that every part of your life is just one hard bubble. But when you pick out things you can control, it can be the littlest things, even if it's the fact that you can control the time that you use to go out, even if you can control how people reach out to you, even if you can control, for instance, when you buy lights in your house, it's in your control. It's in your control when you pay your bills, it's in your like things like that. Like even if you can control when you read your schoolwork, as long as you're doing it like within reasoning, like these things are important to always like find those things that you can do and do well. Even as you found those things that you can't really do to be comfortable with failures, you can also find the things that you can do to be comfortable with success. Because like I said, it's a balance, and when you can see that there are parts of your life that are going well, it becomes to it begins to seep into the part of your life that's a little hard or that you're a little scared of, and helps you to navigate that and helps you to see that, oh more, I can do it.
Afraid, emotions getting in your way. Afraid, but why you let me fall in love if you're afraid to commit? And don't call me in the middle of the night and say that you're not able to be loved. That's not right. No, I don't wanna be that one. Still a million miles from you, so I'm gonna let you go. Oh boy, if you only knew, not a day goes by without you on my mind. You couldn't go on together. You said nothing lasts forever, though you can't deny. Hold it all inside. No, you can trust me. Just close your eyes, knowing that I'm around. I'll be around. Yeah. You're not scared of love, just scared of love. Alright, alright, enough. Just tell me if you want my love or not, not. 'Cause I don't wanna be that one. Still a million miles from you, yeah. So I'm gonna let you go. Oh boy, if you only knew, not a day goes by without you on my mind. You couldn't go on together. You said nothing lasts forever, though you can't deny. Hold it all inside. No, you can trust me. Just close your eyes, knowing that I'm around. 'Cause I don't wanna be that one. No, still a million miles from you. So I'm gonna let you go. You go. Oh boy, if you only knew, not a day goes by without you on my mind. You couldn't go on together. You said nothing lasts forever, though you can't deny. Hold it all inside. No, you can trust me. Just close your eyes, knowing that I'm around.